introduce myself to this channel. My name is Anna Banana. I've been collecting punk vinyl since I was like 12, 13. But anyways, you gotta think straight, think fast. I'm basically here because I love punk vinyl and I have for a long time. And I just want to share that with you. Punk's not dead, so if you say that shit, so welcome back everyone to Anna Banana's Punk Archive, Punk Vinyl Archive. It's your host, Anna Banana. As that intro that you just watched, yeah, I never really wanted to talk too much about myself on this channel, but just some quick background. I have been collecting punk records since 12, 13, and I just love them. And I want to showcase them with the world. And if you have a vinyl collection that you want to show off, please, comment that in the comment section so I can see them too, because I always like talking about punk. It's like my favorite genre of music, always will be. Since age 12, I've been a big fan, and it's not dead. So I'm here to try to keep it alive in some sort of spirit. You can go down to any show in LA, Chicago, San Diego. You'll find a punk show. So it's very much alive and well. I wanted to continue my second part series for what I got at Portland when I visited late December 24, so a couple weeks ago. Anyways, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. All right, to start off this video is a classic. It's Defiance. They are a band that was very active in the late 90s, early 2000s. I think they made a comeback for LA Punk Invasion. I'm not sure. But I did pick this up in Oregon. The name of the vinyl record store, escapes me right now, but I'll put some clips here.
So this record store was called Crossroad Records. They had a lot of cool stuff, a lot of punk records, along with DVDs, Your Swinging Utters, American Hardcore, Another State of Mind, and a Ramones DVD, which was cool. And here's a cool GBH live album that I saw there. Back to the record.
And it was a great shop. Okay, this record, sorry, my mic is being weird, but this is Defiance's No Time EP, released in 1997 on Profane Existence and Scold releases. So, two record labels that did press this. Contains tracks No Time on side A, and on side B is Your Country Is Shit and Fight the Real Enemy. Now, this one is pressed on a purple. I think there might be a repress that was also on purple, but according to Discogs, I think this is the one that I have. I could check the matrix, but not really a big deal. I'm pretty sure it's the original from 1997. Yeah, released in the US. And it comes with an insert, which is just the lyric sheet. And I'll put a track clip here. Okay, next up I got was, I have this record. I think I have like 3 or 4 presses of it, but I like it. Anytime I see it, I'll get it, especially for $3. And that's NOFX's Fuck the Kids. So they, basically had their spin on Propagandi's. What record is this? Fuck. I'm sorry, I'm having all these technical issues. Yeah, this is their spin. I think this was originally a Propagandi album, and they just put their stuff on top of it. But this is one of my most favorite records, EPs by NOFX. It was pressed on Fat Records. Contains songs such as Poser, My Name is Bud, Two on Glue, Let's Look at the Party, Me and You. And I'll put that clip right here. I love that album. It's such a fun album. It's similar to their Surfer album, which is a spin on Bad Religion's Suffer. But yeah, you know, NOFX and their jokes. I like NOFX. Next up that I got is a compilation, and I got it from that same record store that I mentioned earlier in this video. This is 4 bands that can change the world. Contains bands such as 7 Seconds, White Flag, F, and Adrenaline OD, which somebody mentioned Adrenaline OD. Was that the Offspring's band? Was it originally them? Could be.
Sorry, everyone, I was incorrect. The Offspring's original band was Manic Subsidal, as shown here.
4 different record labels. LSR Records, Gastanka Records, Positive Force, and R Records, released in 1987. Hardcore punk bands. Now this does... Whose artwork does this look like? Anybody? Not sure if it is, but I think this might have been a DJ copy or a promo, because it does have a little cut here. And, you know, when I got this record, there was a bunch of promo punk records along with this one, but the sleeves were all messed up. Like, if you notice, this one has like tape and stuff like that, but I don't know. I think it was just like a radio copy that no one expected. Yeah, and they were all signed KRRC, so maybe that was like an Oregon punk station.
So KRRC was a college radio station from Reed College. Began in 1955 and ended in 2011. But they still stream online.
But yeah, this was... It actually has the insert, which is nice. And it has White Flag photos, 7 Seconds... Adrenaline OD. So is this the Offspring? I could be wrong. It's somebody else's band. And here's F. And F, I showcased them on my Mystic Records collection because they are pressed. One of their albums is pressed on Mystic. And it was the Mess You Up, which is a spin on the Madonna's Dress You Up. Again, not sure why they had such an issue with Madonna, but I guess in the 80s that was the thing to do. Next up, we have not necessarily punk, but punk-esque in my opinion. In the early 2000s, like this whole folky indie kind of thing was very popular, and this album is very dear to me. This one I got at a different record store, which I will showcase here. With Kimya. And as I was exiting this record store, I actually saw the bass player from MXPX. And at the time, I was like, wait, who is he? Like, I knew he was in a band. I recognized him, but it wasn't until like way after I realized, oh, he was in MXPX. I would have said hi, but I was too shy. But anyways, this is Kimya Dawson's Remember That I Love You album. Beautiful album. Kimya Dawson is the second half of the Moldy Peaches. If you're familiar with the Moldy Peaches, they did have some bigger songs for the indie scene back in the early 2000s. Now, this is an original press. I think the repress was issued a couple of years later on Red, but this is the black copy, issued on K Records in 2006. So yeah, folk rock, acoustic, lo-fi kind of thing. Very don't kill yourself-esque, which is good. I mean, at the time, you know, people be going through that kind of thing, but, you know, really positive messages about just being resilient despite your challenges. So I really do appreciate this album. Track listing does include Tire Swing, Loose Lips, The Competition. Those are some of my favorite songs off the album. So check it out. Stop until somebody calls the cops, and even then we'll start again and just pretend that nothing ever happened. We won't stop until somebody calls the cops, and even then we'll start again and just pretend that nothing ever happened. We're just... Okay, next up we have is Eskorbuto's. This is, I believe, a comp of theirs. Maybe there's some of their EPs, maybe albums, not sure. Don't know too much about this record, but it was released on Munster Records. It's a 12-inch. The name is Ya no quieren más cajones, and this Eskorbuto a las elecciones. So I think it is a comp of Eskorbuto Spaniard band. This was released in 2020. There is a 2023 or 24 edition, but the cover is slightly different where Eskorbuto is written in red. So that's how I identified this is the 2020 copy. This was, again, released on Munster Records. And I believe it does have an insert inside. Yeah, it does. So if we take a look here, you see Eskorbuto's Anti Todo album along with some other artwork. So I'm guessing it's a comp. Here's a photo of the band. Really great band. Probably one of my favorite punk bands. And it's cool that they're in Spanish. They speak Spanish. So. Next up, we have one of my favorite albums and the album that was depicted in the intro today, which is Demob's Better Late Than Never. And this was released on Mad Butcher Classics in 2022, released in Germany, according to Discogs. Now, this is the reissue. Contains songs such as No Room for You, No More Talk, My Life, New Breed, Anti-Police, and so forth. Don't believe this one has an insert, but I'll check. I'm pretty sure it does. So that's nice. Hold on. So yeah, I'm pretty sure, like I said, this is a comp. And here's some of the other releases that they've had. Kind of underrated, and I'm surprised because they really have the, in my opinion, the discography, the track listings are strong. They're great songs. And I never understood why they weren't one of the classics, like, one of the bigger punk classics bands. I mean, if you're really into punk, you probably like Demob. But as far as goes, like people that just are kind of familiar with punk, I'm not really too familiar with Demob, like in comparison to bands like The Exploited, Ramones. Well, Ramones are a league of their own, but like the Ramones, The Exploited, Blitz, things like that. So, or bands like that, I should say. But nonetheless, really good if you like punk, kind of early street, kind of oi, touches a little bit on oi. Check out Demob, really cool band, really, really, really cool band. A lot of catchy songs too. Anyways, next up we have is, again, not 100% punk, but punk-esque. Okay, this is an indie rock band, kind of new wavy. Album was released, I believe, back in 2001, and that's Metric's Old World Underground, Where Are You Now? Now, the reason I included this album is because it does have some political topics, including Suck Sexy, which, is touching about, at the time, the war on terrorism during the Bush administration. So, really, really great album. And it comes on this awesome press. Take a look at that. How cool. Beautiful album. One of my favorites. So if you want to kind of get out of your comfort zone, if you're strictly into punk, check out Metric. I think they're cool, especially like if you like more indie sound. Don't knock it till you try it. All we do is talk, switch screens as the homeland turns enemies. 1 second. Okay, so I know my last video was pretty short. It was like 11 minutes when they're usually like 20 plus. I did it because it's a little bit easier to edit them when they're shorter, but let's make this a longer video. I'm going to show you what I got at Amoeba LA over the weekend. And shout out to my friend David. David, how are you? He did give me a gift card to Amoeba for Christmas. And so this was what I was able to purchase with that gift card. Now, some backstory. When I did go to Amoeba this weekend, and mind you, it's mid-January. So if you watch this like in a couple months, just for context, it was mid-January. They did have a Black Flag Nervous Breakdown, I believe, 7-inch 5th press for $50. Now, excuse me, in my opinion, who cares about a 5th press? I mean, I understand 2nd, 3rd, but 5th. But again, it is Black Flag, and I guess people really assign value to what they find valuable, right? Because at the end of the day, this is just wax and cardboard, right? But to us, record collectors, it means something because it's a tangible copy. In my opinion, the reason I like vinyl is a tangible copy of music that really means a lot to me. And I guess that's why they can put a price tag like $50 on a 5th press. Now, mind you, I don't even know when the 5th press was released. It could have been one of those like where they pressed a new one every year. So I don't know. Maybe it could be like a early 90s, late 80s kind of press. I don't know. Because sometimes you'll see represses from like 2017 and they're like really expensive. But in my opinion, the difference between that and the 5th press is that reissue, that it's like a more modern issue, is like technically the 2nd reissue. It's not the 5th. You know, I don't know. Anyways, that's a whole other thing. I'm going on a tangent. But what I got from Amoeba was Alternatives, What Revolution, and this is a great album. I had not heard of this band until when I went to Amoeba, I picked up records from bands I had never heard before, and I just gave them a shot. I said, I like the art, I like the cover, let's check it out. And look at this is such a good pickup. The band is Alternative, and the EP is called What Revolution. It's on Sealed Records, pressed in 2003, and they are a band from, I'm assuming, the 80s, because this shows here Linda Linger, the station, 9/7/1983. And I just love this here. It says Alternative. What does it say? Big Sister is watching you. Learn to recognize the enemy and act accordingly. Very, very cool album. Songs include What Revolution, Another Subversive Peace Song, and Love and Life. Let me see here. I don't know. I was really glad that I picked this up. Here's some photos of the band. And it looks like this was released in memory of Linda Linder, passed away in 2006, and David Chips passed away in 2005. So, yeah. I think it was just a nice press to put out in memory of those that were in this band prior. But really cool, very Crass-esque, kind of an Arco sounding, Crass style. So great band, check them out. All right, next up we have, I think this is a newer band. This was released, sorry, I'm all shaky. This was released in 2024. This is Grudge Packer Animal. And this is on a clear vinyl, clear wax, released in 2004. Great album. Reminds me kind of Idols. Like if you've been listening to kind of newer punk, reminds me of the band Idols. But they are queercore, this band. And they're from Los Angeles, I believe. Very cool. Lots of energy. And so when people say punk rock is over, check out bands like these, because it's not over. I trust and believe it is alive and well. The spirit of punk is alive and well. It may not be originally the same, right? In the concept of Ramones, The Clash, that kind of thing. But things evolve, things change, and nonetheless, great album by Grudge Packer Animal. Again, queercore band from Los Angeles, California. Next up we have is Direct Threat. Now, this was released in 2024 on Iron Lung Records and Quality Control HQ Records. An effort of both record labels, excuse me. This is, again, Direct Threat's Endless Siege. Tracklist includes Forever Fighting, The Violent Dawn, Won't Think Twice, Hammer of Reality, Nothing But Contempt, and Endless Siege. Now, I was trying to find my version online, and it said that they only had a regular and one on purple, but mine is blue, so maybe they just haven't uploaded the version to Discogs yet, but really cool. It kind of reminds me of Cuero's cover. If you know, you know. I'll insert a picture here. That's another really great album. I don't know if I've shown it on this channel, but check that album out. That one is one of my favorites from 2020. Oh my god. When that came out, it was on repeat all day. Last up from my Amoeba pickup. Again, I just picked up stuff that I wasn't familiar with, bands I wasn't familiar with, and I didn't want to check them out online. I just wanted to do it old school and pick up an album, put it on, and see if I liked it. And I did. I got lucky. This one is Fuerza Bruta, and this is Somos el Mal record. Now, the cover is a little bit different from what I'm seeing on Discogs. They might just have a variation of covers. I believe they're from Chicago. They do sing in Spanish, but I believe they're from Chicago. My Discogs isn't loading right now, but I did do a little research, and they are, I believe, a Chicago band. But yeah, oi kind of hardcore punk. So check them out. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if there's any kind of genre that you want me to touch on or share my record label on. I do have a lot more records that I'd like to show. I kind of want to do like a D-beat edition, I guess. I want to do pop punk. I like pop punk. Maybe do some 77, maybe just strictly hardcore. But I don't know. And then I was also thinking maybe I could do like album reviews of old and new albums, just to get my opinion on them and see what your opinion is on it. But nonetheless, I'll keep showing my record collection, and I hope you guys continue to enjoy them, because I've been getting some good feedback, and I do appreciate you watching and sticking around. So any comments, any feedback, positive or negative, is always welcome. So feel free to speak your mind. I do appreciate it nonetheless. But hope everyone has a nice rest of your day, and I'll be back soon. Take care. Bye.